Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to Call the Cops. My name is Officer Jamie Keneally. And, hey, listen, I know I say it all the time, and I mean it tonight. Big show, huge show, probably my favorite show because the Boston Police Department has a lot of special things, but few things more special than the band we call the Pipes and Drums. You probably know them as the Boston Police Gaelic column. I'm not gonna hide it. I love these guys. I love this band. Talking about a source of pride. You see them anywhere, in a parade, what have you, and you can't help but feel good about being a Boston police officer. Most recently, though, check this out, folks. This is the band stopping by the Franciscan Children's Hospital over in Brighton. They do this every St. Patrick's Day. They've been doing it for over 15 years, and essentially this is what it's all about. Stopping by a place and giving kids a reason to smile, giving kids, I should say, looking for a reason to smile, giving them something to smile about. Hey, there's one of tonight's guests right there. Great profile shot. Sergeant Joe Cheevers is in the house. Officer Jeff Lapolis is in the house. Joe, as you can see, he's a piper, for sure. Jeff plays the drums, but I can't say enough good things about what these guys do St. Patrick's Day. The band was formed in 1992. So if my math is correct, we're looking at roughly 19, 20 years.
20th anniversary next year.
20th anniversary coming up next year. And I know they do a lot of great stuff. And I know they've been to a ton of great things. But when you look at the expressions on the faces of the kids at the Franciscan Children's Hospital, again, you can't help but admire what these guys do, what they stand for, and how they represent the Boston Police Department. This is just one day out of the year, just one day. But look at the difference these guys make. And this is probably my favorite piece of video. This little guy, just looking for a reason to get excited about something, looking for a reason to smile. These guys come in, drums are blaring, pipes are blaring, and I can't say enough about it. Cannot say enough about it. And again, the video tells the story. And it just, for me personally, gives me chills. I have a 1.5-year-old guy at home, and I see the work that these guys do, again, stopping by the Franciscan Children's Hospital. And how can you not feel grateful when you see stuff like this? Without any further ado, I feel like I'm floating in space here. Let me introduce tonight's guest, Sergeant Joe Cheevers.
Jamie, thanks for having us.
Jeff, yep. Good to see you. The video from St. Patrick's Day. Again, you guys know I love it, and it's amazing. It's such a great thing that you do. But how good does it feel to stop by and do what you do?
It's a great feeling, and it's a great way that we like to start St. Patrick's Day every year to play for the kids at the Franciscan's Hospital. You'll see kids with disabilities you couldn't even imagine, just afflicted with the worst things that some kids could be possibly afflicted with, and to get to go out and play for them before we start our day, it's always the first day or the first spot on St. Patrick's Day for us, and just to play for these kids, it really
it puts things in perspective.
It does.
You know, and Jeff, same question. I mean, how good does it feel to you guys make such a huge difference? You show up, you look good, you sound even better. But to know that, you know, like Joe was saying, you start things off on the right foot and you make a difference for these kids. How good does it feel to be a part of that?
Yeah, it feels great. It's just such a great experience to go down there and, like Joe said, just make the kids smile and laugh and just have a good time. It's a great way to start out the day on St. Patty's Day.
Absolutely. And how long have you been doing it for?
Be 20 years next year. I'm a founding member of the band. 1992. 1992. We formed. Our first conversation about starting the band happened on the night of Police Officer Jerry Hurley's funeral.
Yep.
And it was literally, it was that night after watching Police Pipe Band from New York City Transit Authority came up. This was after Braden had just come back to Boston. Came up and performed at the funeral, and 4 or 5 of us got together saying there's no reason why a city like Boston, the police department with such long Irish heritage, we can't do our own band, and so that's.
And the rest is history.
The rest is
Let me ask you about
history.
what happens at the Franciscans. So you guys have been around since 1992. You're one of the founding five?
Yes.
Is that so? You?
That's correct.
Tommy Sexton, your brother?
Jim Barry.
Jim Barry?
And another member that should be Mike Coyne from
Mike Coyne. But so you've been there since the first day. Jeff, you joined when?
2002.
Okay. And let me ask you this: what made you join?
Well, I used to play drums before I got in the band, so I just wanted to play music again.
Okay.
Wanted to meet some great guys.
Yeah.
And
I noticed you pointed over to Joe when you said that. So great guys.
The leader of the band.
Yeah. So there was what was the story about? Was it Bobby Clark?
Bobby Clark was walking around A1 where I'm stationed in a kilt one day and asked for a ride over to the Heinz Convention Center for an event they were playing. Yeah. And I just asked him, I said, hey, you're in the Gaelic column, right? Yeah. How do I get in that?
And he said, just come on down and
come
practice.
On down,
So you've been around since '92. The stuff with the Franciscan and Dave, feel free to roll some video of that when you get a chance. Have you guys been doing that since '92? Going over to see the kids at the Franciscan, or was that something that happened?
No, we probably started that sometime around 96. 96, 95, somewhere in that time frame. It took a couple of years to sound like anything.
Right.
You just don't come out of the blocks sounding
good.
as sharp as we do now. It takes years of hard work and fundraising to pay for your instruments and pay for your uniforms. We fund all our own uniform pieces and our own instruments, except for we'll pay for the drums for the drum corps, since they really can't play those on the side. And we pay for our own instructors. We have two pipe instructors and one drum instructor that we have a weekly practice every Monday night, St. Mark's Church Hall in Dorchester, and that's expensive. And
so you practice you guys practice once a week?
Together as a band, and individual members are expected to keep the effort up during the week.
And again, actually, I was going to refer people to the screen as you guys are coming down the hallway. You guys, again, as you can see, I mean, how often do you guys get to see yourselves?
Not very often, but like a shot like this, we'd be marching through the different floors of the Franciscans Children's Hospital to the kids that can't come down to see us downstairs, and you see kids 2, 3 years old in wheelchair-type devices with tracheotomies. I mean, who can just wiggle. They can barely move their arms and legs, and the folks at the Franciscans Hospital do a great job with these kids. It's really doing God's work, and it's a treat for them as well every year. Well,
it's funny, as we were talking about earlier, I was looking at the video, watching you guys march down the hallway, and I was like, well, why are you guys marching down the hallway? And as you said, not every kid can get out of his bed.
Yeah, right.
Not every kid can get up and come down to the gym or the central meeting place.
Right.
So the Franciscan how many floors is the Franciscan?
There's probably 2 or 3 different buildings, and it's I think 4 floors. And we used to hit every floor in every building, and now the past couple of years it's been toned back a little bit, thankfully, because
it's a lot of playing, It's
quite a hike around the building, but I mean we get to hit most of the kids and most of the pediatric, the young kids.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I can't get enough of the video because. It's like you said. I mean, you talk about the folks, the staff over there doing God's work. Yeah. You guys, as well, making a difference on St. Patrick's Day. But you mentioned the staff. What kind of reception do you get from them when you guys show up?
The staff are probably our biggest fans in the city. They look forward to this every year. If we're out and about town, we happen to see some of the staff around town, and it's one of their biggest days of the year. They love to. They all have their own cameras and videotape us as we go by.
Must be loving it. And Jeff, I mean, and speaking to one of your fans, she's into it. I mean, Jeff, as you guys are going through the hallway and just again looking at the video now, what kind of things are you thinking? You're like, wow, this is something that's certainly important to do.
It's very sobering.
Yeah.
It makes you appreciate everything that you have, and it's just a one-of-a-kind experience.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
I mean, but it talks about, I mean, I don't know, power of the band, power of music, power of what you guys do. Are you surprised by that at all?
No, kids are drawn to the pipes, and especially we'll even have deaf students, deaf patients at Franciscans that they probably can't hear the band, but they can feel the concussion of the drums, and they'll run to the drums when we stop playing, just to bang themselves, because they can feel the music waves, the concussion from the drums, and it's pretty amazing.
And just, I mean, some of the stuff too, letting the kids bang the drums, letting the kids, I mean, how important is it just to invite the kids in and to be able to play around with some of the instruments?
It's great. It gives them a big thrill. Like this would be our first stop. This is probably a lunchroom, or I don't the first stop in the hospital. And we do the rounds, and then we stop at the gym on the way out, where we have 70 to 80 kids, and we'll play for them, and we'll play for 10 minutes or so. We'll stop, have a meet and greet, and you get to talk to the kids and.
It's awesome. Are they asking for any specific songs? Hey man, can you play me some?
Well, the staff, I think the staff likes to hear Amazing Grace and some of the different Irish songs.
What is the favorites? Do you guys get requests? And if you do, is there one song like "Oh Danny Boy" or something like that?
Depends on the occasion. Yeah. I guess, of course, Amazing Grace is a big crowd.
Is the song.
Yes, but that's more for a solemn occasion, and we play. There's a lot of different Irish tunes we'll get requests for. If someone happens to be in O'Donnell, there's a tune, O'Donnell Aboo. Okay. And that's always a big request.
Is there a Keneally Aboo that?
There is not.
Okay, just out of curiosity. I'm surprised there isn't, but okay. Favorite song for you?
It all depends. I guess maybe
this guy's tough to nail down.
It would probably be something like along the lines of the Bells of Dunblane. Okay. At a solemn occasion, when the band plays it together, it makes quite an impact. Yeah.
Jeff, any favorite song? Or?
I think when we play it as best as we can, Highland Cathedral is my all-time favorite. Highland Cathedral.
Highland Cathedral.
It's one of the best songs on pipes ever.
But there's a condition when you guys play it well, you said?
We have to play it well, yes.
I mean, here's the thing, though, like, if you guys, I've never heard you sound bad. Do you guys, play, sometimes you're like, wow, we really...
Yeah, absolutely.
Stunk out the joint?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we work on every week. Okay. Just your starts, you want all the pipes to get the drones in together and come in with the E together. It's like a punch in the face when you get when the band comes in together. Yeah. The drums start to roll. The rolls to cue the pipes in, and you get a good start, and you get everybody paying attention, watching Following Fingers or whoever's calling the tune, and you play together, and it's a great feeling.
Now you are the major. What's your exact? Do you have your title? Your exact title?
Pipe major.
Okay. All right. Should I salute you or something?
No.
Just
it's
just happens to be the title.
Everybody else step backwards, and I stood there when they were looking for.
Okay, step up, and they pull one of those.
Yeah.
Jeff, do you have a title? Are you a major or something? No. Do they have drum majors?
They do. Jimmy Barry's the drum major.
Oh, Jim Barry is that. In addition to wearing the awesome hat,
the funny hat. Yeah. And there's drum sergeants as well that would lead the drum corps.
All right. Last time you were on, I failed to ask some obvious questions, as I learned after the fact, because there were a lot of people watching, and they said, why didn't you ask them about their skirts? And I said, well, first things first, they're not skirts. Let's just get that out of the way, right? They're not skirts?
Legend has it that whoever calls them a skirt, that's why they're called kilt, because they get killed.
Because they get killed?
They get killed if they call it a skirt.
Is it fun to wear a kilt? I'll let you answer that, and then Jeff, after you.
Well, you have to put it in perspective. A lot of people look at us like we have three heads.